When one Black woman rises with intention, entire communities rise with her. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And I am your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I had the profound honor of sitting down with Dr. Regina English, a woman whose life is a masterclass in resilience, radical self belief, and community centered power. Dr. English is the first Black woman state representative for her district, a mother of five, grandmother of 12, godmother of five, nonprofit leader, business owner, and community advocate. She completed her doctorate while serving on the school board and as a state representative, ran a winning campaign, wrote her dissertation, and did it all while being a devoted wife, mother, and grandmother. Her story is not just inspiring, it's instructive. It's a blueprint for how Black women can rise, not by abandoning softness, but by integrating preparation, faith, and unapologetic self belief into every fiber of their being. Dr. Regina English is making the world a better place by showing us that when one Black woman rises with intention and preparation, entire families and communities rise with her. So let me share with you what I learned from Dr. English, because her wisdom is too good to keep to myself. Here's the truth she laid out, plain and powerful. Resilience is a decision, not just a trait. You do not wait for life to get easier. You choose to see adversity as the training ground, not the finish line. Every no becomes a nudge toward growth. Every obstacle is a pathway to greatness, not proof that you don't belong. Dr. English made it clear that resilience isn't something you're born with or without. It's something you practice. It's something you choose again and again, even when the world tells you to sit down, be quiet, or shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were never designed for you in the first place. And here's where it gets real. Radical self belief plus preparation is your superpower. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's not just a cute mantra, that's a lifestyle. Dr. English affirms her capabilities daily, keeps learning, keeps sharpening her skills so that when doors crack open, she's already equipped to walk through them with confidence. She doesn't wait for permission. She doesn't wait to feel ready. She lives ready. And that's the difference between surviving and thriving. But here's the part that hit me hardest: your success is communal, not just personal. Dr. English doesn't just shine, she shares the light. As a mother, grandmother, godmother, state representative, nonprofit leader, business owner, and community advocate, she's living proof that when one Black woman rises, whole families and communities rise with her. She doesn't win alone, she wins for her village. And that's the kind of success that lasts, that heals, that transforms. Now, let me take you deeper into what this looks like in action, because Dr. English's story isn't just theory, it's backed by real life examples of Black women who have walked this path before her and beside her. Let's talk about Stacey Abrams. You know her name, you know her face. But do you really know her story of resilience? In 2018, Stacey Abrams became the first Black woman to secure a major party nomination for governor in the United States. She ran a fierce campaign in Georgia and she lost. But here's the thing: she didn't let that loss define her. She didn't retreat, she didn't go quiet. Instead, she stayed ready. Stacey Abrams grew up in a working class family in Mississippi and Georgia. Her parents emphasized education, service, and faith. She graduated from Spelman College, the University of Texas at Austin, and Yale Law School, embodying the stay ready ethos long before she was nationally known. Her early career included work as a tax attorney, city official, and even as a novelist, all of which honed her skills and voice. after her narrow loss in the gubernatorial race, amid widespread concerns about voter suppression and disenfranchisement of largely Black and Brown communities. Abrams faced intense public scrutiny, racism, sexism, and narratives that framed her defeat as final rather than formative. There was pressure to step back or go quiet after such a high profile loss. But she refused. Instead, she founded Fair Fight, an organization focused on combating voter suppression. She used her legal training, her policy expertise, her organizing background to train organizers, fund local groups, and educate voters on their rights. She kept writing, speaking, organizing, sharpening her message, and positioning herself as a national leader on democracy and access to the ballot. And what happened? Fair Fight and allied organizations helped register and mobilize hundreds of thousands of voters in Georgia, contributing to record turnout in the 2020 presidential election and the 2021 Senate runoffs. Georgia flipped from reliably Republican to a critical battleground, with Black voters at the center of that transformation. Stacey Abrams turned what many viewed as a personal political defeat into a broader community victory for civic participation and representation. She didn't just bounce back, she built infrastructure, she built power, she built legacy. That's what staying ready looks like. She demonstrated that Black women's resilience and preparation can literally change electoral maps. She showed that leadership isn't just about winning one seat, it's about building systems that outlive any one campaign. She became a model for using adversity as fuel to build community centered power. Now, let's talk about Dr. Kidsmekia Corbett. You might not know her name, but you know her work. Dr. Corbett is a Black woman viral immunologist who played a key role in the development of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine while working at the National Institutes of Health. Her story is a testament to long term preparation, radical self belief in a field where Black women are often isolated and underestimated, and the communal impact of that preparation in a global crisis. Dr. Corbett grew up in rural North Carolina. She participated in Project Seed and other programs that nurtured her interest in science. She earned her PhD in microbiology and immunology from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. She joined the National Institutes of Health Vaccine Research Center years before the pandemic, focusing on coronavirus immunopathogenesis and vaccine design. She spent years studying coronaviruses and vaccine responses before COVID-19 emerged. She was literally staying ready before the world knew it would need her expertise. When the pandemic hit, she was already equipped. She entered and excelled in a STEM field where Black women are often isolated and underestimated. She faced the pressure of working on a life or death public health emergency under intense global scrutiny. She navigated the burden of representing Black excellence in a scientific and medical system with a history of racism and mistrust among Black communities. But she didn't shrink. She collaborated with a multidisciplinary team at the National Institutes of Health in Moderna, applying her research on spike proteins to rapidly develop a vaccine candidate. Her work contributed significantly to the speed and effectiveness of the Moderna mRNA COVID-19 vaccine, one of the first authorized globally. She helped save countless lives and mitigate the devastation of the pandemic, especially in communities disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. But here's what makes her story even more powerful. Dr. Corbett didn't just do the science, she used her platform to engage Black communities, address vaccine hesitancy, and humanize the science behind the shots. She understood that her success wasn't just personal, it was communal. She elevated the visibility of Black women scientists and shifted narratives about who leads in advanced research. She was named one of Time Magazine's Heroes of the Year and recognized widely for scientific and public engagement contributions. She was appointed to faculty at Harvard TH, Chan School of Public Health to continue research and teach the next generation. She embodies what it looks like when a Black woman's quiet, consistent preparation meets history's biggest challenges. She shows that self belief combined with years of disciplined work can lead to breakthroughs that transform entire communities and nations. She provides a tangible example of using expertise to serve and protect the very communities that often face the brunt of systemic neglect. And then there's Madam C.J. Walker. Born Sarah Breedlove to formerly enslaved parents in Louisiana, orphaned at a young age, and widowed by age 20. She worked as a laundress, earning low wages, enduring poverty, sexism, racism, and social instability. She experienced hair loss and scalp issues at a time when there were few products designed for Black women's hair. But she didn't let that stop her. She started with very little formal education and no inherited wealth, relying instead on grit, faith, and an unwavering belief that she could create more for herself and her daughter. Her journey from laundress to entrepreneur was anchored in continuous learning, experimentation, and building networks with other Black businesswomen. She turned her personal challenge into a business opportunity by developing hair care formulas specifically for Black women. Madam C.J. Walker built a direct sales system that trained and employed thousands of Black women as Walker beauty culturists, giving them economic independence. She traveled extensively, teaching not only hair care and sales, but also financial literacy, business discipline, and personal development. She created a thriving company, the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company, and amassed significant wealth for that era. Her sales agents and trainees improved their economic circumstances, often becoming community leaders themselves. The Walker brand became synonymous with Black women's beauty, pride, and entrepreneurship. But here's the kicker: Madam C.J. Walker didn't just build wealth for herself. She donated to Black colleges, anti lynching campaigns, and civil rights organizations. She used her wealth to support community institutions and create opportunities for others. She aligned her business success with social causes, often hosting meetings of Black leaders at her home. She built one of the most successful early Black owned businesses in America. She set a generational standard for Black women's entrepreneurship and economic empowerment. She demonstrated that business can be a vehicle for community uplift, not just personal enrichment. Her life story continues to inspire Black women entrepreneurs to see their work as part of a larger legacy. So, what do Stacey Abrams, Dr. Kismekia Corbett, and Madam CJ Walker have in common? They chose resilience, they lived prepared, they won for their village, not just for themselves. And that's exactly what Dr. Regina English is doing today. Now, here's where I want to get practical with you, because inspiration without application is just entertainment. And we're not here to be entertained, we're here to be transformed. For the next 30 days, I want you to speak one bold affirmation over yourself every morning that reflects who you are becoming, not just where you are. Something like, I am prepared, I am called, and I am capable of carrying big assignments. Say it out loud. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it becomes your reality. Each week, choose one area of your life, career, business, finances, or wellness, um, and take one concrete stay ready step. Update your resume or LinkedIn. Tighten your business systems. Schedule a therapy session. Learn a new skill. Apply for that opportunity you've been sitting on. Stop waiting to feel ready and start living ready. And here's the communal part: identify one person in your circle, a younger colleague, mentee, or family member, and intentionally pour into them this week. Share a resource, a connection, or a word of truth that reminds them they are not alone and they can win. Because your success is not just about you, it's about the people attached to your assignment. The core behavioral shift I'm asking you to make is this: stop waiting to feel ready and start living ready. for yourself and for the people attached to your assignment. Dr. Regina English reminded me that resilience is a decision, preparation is a lifestyle, and success is communal. She reminded me that when one Black woman rises with intention and preparation, entire families and communities rise with her. She reminded me that softness is not weakness, it's a radical act of self love. And she reminded me that we don't have to choose between being strong and being soft. We can be both. We can be prepared and at peace. We can be powerful and gentle. We can be ambitious and rested. So here's my final word to you. The world is not waiting for you to feel qualified, it's waiting for you to show up prepared. It's waiting for you to choose resilience when everything in you wants to quit. It's waiting for you to believe in yourself so radically that doubt has no room to breathe. And it's waiting for you to remember that your success is never just about you. Choose resilience. Live prepared. Win for your village, not just for yourself. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing. Stop waiting for permission that will never come. Your story is not over. Your calling is not canceled. Your power is not diminished. You are prepared. You are called. You are capable of carrying big assignments. Now go live like it.